Oh no, that's a little vibe for whenever. Oh, what's good, Brandon?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, champ?
Champ.
What's up?
How's everything?
Everything's going good.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. How's camp been going?
Camp is going really good. I mean, everything has been amazing so far. And just can't wait to get in the ring and do what I love doing. There we
Yeah, I was saying, last time we seen you in the ring, you was a body snatcher.
go. Yeah, I know. That's what a punch that, my dad has taught me since I was very small. And it's something that, it's a big part of my arsenal right now.
What did that win over Neri really mean to you?
I mean, it meant everything, just the reputation he had. He had the whole backing of Mexico, as a Mexican American fighter, mostly being Mexican. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to fight someone like that. And I remember, I think when he fought on the Ugas card when my brother fought there, the Pacquiao Thurman one, he fought there. And I remember seeing him fight before, and I remember telling my dad that hopefully one day I get to share the ring with him, and better yet, fast forward 2 years later, I got the stoppage win over him. So it's just an amazing feeling.
Yeah, that was a big statement.
Yeah, it was. It
You
was.
turned
A
a
lot of
lot of
people
heads with that one.
didn't think I was gonna do it.
Turned a lot of heads with that one. Was he the hardest puncher you had ever been in there with?
Nah, I mean, no. I mean, he was a solid fighter. He came out firing pretty quick the first 2 rounds, but after those 2 rounds, I didn't feel his punches after that, so I just took it to him.
Your next fight with Stephen Fulton. To me, that's probably the best fight coming up this fall.
Yes,
So
sir. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Fulton, just overall as a fighter?
I mean, he's a crafty, skillful fighter. He definitely does like to fight on the inside as well, but I just think I'm the stronger puncher. And he's gotten hurt by many of his opponents several times. So I feel like I have a really good chance to hurt him, and I'm a really good finisher when it comes to hurting my opponents and getting them out of the ring. So, I mean, I do think it's gonna be a good fight, and I know he's gonna come with everything. So, with that being said, that's why I'm preparing 110%.
What do you think that he does better than any other opponent you fought?
I mean, he's real smart. He's just real crafty with his punches, and if anything, I mean, he's just real. I guess skillful. I mean, he probably knows how to dab really well in the ring. And yeah, I mean, I feel like he's preparing the kind of like for my style. But I mean, we'll see September 18th. I mean, I know he's been talking a lot. I'm not the type of boxer to talk. I mean, I do my talking in the ring, and that's one of the reasons why I love to do what I do. All these boxers, they think it's easy, and once they get in the ring, I mean, it's a whole different story. And that night with Neri, a lot of people doubted me. No one thought I could do it. No one thought I was gonna win. And I mean, I was confident enough with myself. I knew that I was gonna go out there and surprise everyone, which I did. Everyone was shocked after the win. And I mean, that's what I love doing. Just proving everyone wrong. And I mean, I've been doubted all my life, and yet still here I am.
Yeah, the fight with Neri was that was in May, and you already knew going into the fight that the winner would fight Fulton next. So how many weeks off did you take after that fight to get prepared for this one?
I mean, I just took a few weeks off, got back into training. I mean, me and Fulton have history from a while back since we were prospects. I've been wanting to fight, the best of the best at an early age. I was never been scared of any competition, and I mean, the only way to get better is to fight the best, and that's one of the things that I mean, my dad taught me at a young age, and that's the reason why I wanted to get in there with the best. And no matter what their record was or whatever, I was never scared of anyone. And I feel like that's what separates me from a lot of boxers, is that I'm not scared to get in there and mix it up.
How many more fights do you see yourself having at 122?
I think this might be my last one, actually. if everything goes as planned, if I beat Stephen Fulton, I mean, there's no reason for me to stay at the 122-pound division. I feel like I beat the people that I had to beat. I got the titles, and I mean, it's time to make a legacy now in the 126-pound division, make more better, exciting fights, and keep giving the fans better fights.
And I know no one likes looking past an opponent, but with you saying this might be your last fight, is there anyone at 126 you got your eyes on?
I know there's Magsayo, the Philippine that just won.
Okay.
I mean, there's Navarrete. I don't really know a lot of the 126 pounders. I mean, I'm just focused on my weight division. And as far as right now, I mean, those are the only names that have been brought up to me by my dad. But after this fight, if everything goes as planned, if I come up with the W, then I'll start focusing more on the 126-pound division.
I like that. What do you do? Do you plan on, or is Gary Russell fight? Do you have that in mind? What later down in the career?
No, yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. I know for a fact that there's a lot of great talent in the lower weight class divisions now. That's the reason why the 122-pound division is so hot right now. And I know 126, because I know back then it used to be like the heavyweights and the 147-pounders, 154, where the Canelo Mayweather is at. But right now there's a lot of young rising talents that are proving themselves in the lower weight class, and they're making exciting fights. So it's just I guess just a moment of time for more exciting fights to be lined up, and more younger talent to come up and just make these great fights. That's what boxing is all about.
Yeah, I think the higher weight division needs to start looking at what you guys are doing, because
Definitely.
the best is fighting the best constantly at the lower weight divisions. Like you and Fulton about to unify. You just fought Neri. You talked about moving up to 126. One fight I'd like to see you in at 126. I don't know if he's gonna go back down there. I think he should. You and Leo Santa Cruz. I think that would be a fun fight at 126.
Yeah, that's actually a fight that my dad has mentioned. Is fighting him as well. But I mean, I guess it's just in the future. I guess when everything's said and done, we'll see. But yeah, that would be an amazing fight with him as well. I know he's a great Mexican warrior, and it would be an honor to share the ring with him as well.
I can't even imagine how many punches would be thrown in that fight.
Got to be about 5,000 combined punches.
You do what do you do to get in shape? It's crazy. Your gas tank never runs out. It's like your punch output gets higher and higher each round.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard work. I know for a fact, hard work beats talent any day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I love the sport, and it's something that my dad always has implemented into me and my brother is just volume punching, just training day in, day out, and just overwhelming your opponent, putting that pressure. That's that Mexican style, always being on top of your opponent, always never letting them breathe, and just keep attacking the body. That's the game plan every time I go into a fight, is you just wear down your opponent and break them down, and then just dominate them.
I hear you mention your dad a lot. Is he the one that got you into the sport?
Yes, sir. I mean, he taught my when I was born, I was already around boxing, because he taught my older brother for self-defense. And I mean, as a little brother looking up to your older brother, you always want to compete. You always look up. You always want to do what your older brother does, and you always want to make your father proud, your family proud. So to me it was boxing. Boxing was the thing that made me kind of compete with my older brother, because every other sport I did, I couldn't. I mean, my brother was just really good. Any other sport he touched, he turned into gold. He was always the best. Football, he broke records in swimming. He was a 4-year letterman in baseball.
Damn.
I mean,
hey,
he was.
I'm the youngest too, so I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah, so he was just an all-around athlete, And I tried to compete with that, and I couldn't. I mean, boxing was the only sport where I can compete with him. So that's the reason why I stuck with it, and I fell in love with it. So ever since then, it just kind of took off for me.
Now, what is it about boxing that made you able to compete with him the way you can?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just. I guess I was just born to fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't really good at a young age. It took me a while to get a hang of things, but it was the only sport where I can fight guys that are taller or bigger than me, and I can beat them up. But when it came to football, obviously you can't compete someone that coming at you weighing, over 180 pounds when I was like probably back then 120 pounds wet. I was really skinny, and I had a really small frame back in high school. I was actually 4'11" freshman year. Sophomore year I was like 5 foot. I didn't hit my growth spurt until like junior, heading into senior year. So that's maybe one of the reasons why I wasn't really good at sports either, was because my body wasn't mature enough to compete. But after high school was when my body matured, and by then, I mean, I had already made up my mind that boxing was going to be my career.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm not good at anything else other than boxing.
How were those sparring sessions growing up with you and your brother?
Oh, I mean, he would beat me up. I mean, at first, he would beat me up, and as time went by, as I trained, as I got better, as I got experience, they were kind of getting. I mean, I know he weighed way heavier than me, but as time flew by, as I got stronger, as my body matured, I started, not beating him up, but just kind of giving him a little bit more competition than before. And I mean, that's just the sport of boxing. You got to be consistent, dedicated, and passionate, and that's the only way you're gonna compete with these world class level fighters. And the only way you're gonna get better is to get in there with the best.
I know it has to get intense, that brother competition. I'm not a trash talker, but anything I compete with my brother, he's gonna hit my mouth.
No, yeah. I know actually there's this one time where I think I had a fight. It was back when I was probably like 4 or 5 fights in my professional career. My brother actually, he kind of hurt me to the ribs. I don't know if he bruised them or what, but he got me with a good body shot that I kind of had to like. I couldn't really go into the gym the next day. I had to stay out for a couple of days, and my dad was mad because I had a fight like in a few weeks. But it's all part of the sport, and my brother does it in a way so that he's like, if I'm not toughing you here, then you're not gonna be tough in your fight. I gotta show you that you can be hurt and you can continue. And that's one thing that my brother has taught me is that you gotta face adversities outside the ring, so that way when you're inside a fight, you know how to handle that pressure. If I mean, he's fought in with like injuries. He's fought in with a lot of stuff in his head. Just I mean, you always got to go into a fight 100% physically and mentally, and he's proved to me that he's tough, man. I mean, he's gone into some fights with a broken hand. He's gone to fights without sparring because due to injuries, and he's came out of fights with both broken hands several times. He's always had hand issues, and to me that really helped me in my career, because I'm like, I mean, if this guy can fight with broken hands, if this guy can fight with a broken hand, a broken arm, and train and still go out there and perform the way he does and come out to win, I mean, then I can do it. No, like, there's nothing in my way that's gonna stop me. And even if I do get hurt in the ring, then I might have that that experience of being hurt and continuing, because I mean, I sparred with injuries before plenty times, and I know that's not the best, but I mean, at the end of the day, it just kind of helps you in a way.
How tall are you, Brandon?
I'm like 5'9". Yeah,
Damn.
like 5'9".
That's tall for your weight class.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a pretty tall height. And I've been fighting at first I started fighting at 114 back in high school, and then I transitioned into 123, and I've been fighting at 122 ever since. But I mean, now I'm getting older, I'm getting bigger, my body's maturing and getting more of that muscle mass. And now it's kind of harder to make 122. That's one of the reasons why I also want to move up. But as far as right now, my diet has been amazing and my weight has been good. I'm like probably like 9, 10 pounds away from 122 right now. So I feel good. I feel good.
You don't walk around too high, right? Like in between
Yeah,
fights.
I kind of do. I kind of do. That's one thing that I mean, I love eating. I love eating. But that's one thing that my body is just. I feel like it's like a sponge. Anything I put in it, it'll just absorb it. And I feel like that's the case with many boxers is that they grow up a lot of weight after fights. Um, but yeah, I mean that's something that it's fixable. It's a habit, and I know after this fight I'm gonna make a lot of changes due to that.
I mean, but it got to be hard though. You spend what 8 weeks just eating healthy, then after the fight, I get it.
No, yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Somebody wants to know your opinion on the Mario Barrios and Tank fight.
Mario Barrios fight. Oh, that was a good fight. Mario Barrios showed a lot of heart. I know him personally. He's a great person. Humble guy, and I mean he went out there. He did his best. I mean, sometimes, it just doesn't go your way. But to me, I think he did a hell of a job. I mean, Tank is just a beast, and you got to give him credit. But yeah, I know I see him back training, and I can't wait to see him fight again. That's the Mexicans never quit. Mexicans are warriors. So I was rooting for him all the way.
Yeah, they tough.
Yeah, they're tough.
Real tough.
Outside of you and your brother and the people in your weight class, do you watch boxing?
I watch boxing here and there. I mean, I watch a lot of my friends like Joshua Franco, Hector Tanajara. I mean, Virgil Ortiz, Mario Barrios. There's a lot of guys that I do enjoy watching, like Tank Davis, Canelo Alves. You kind of have to do your homework when you watch these guys and just kind of pick up on things because these guys are levels above, and you just gotta appreciate their talent and the way that they can just take this boxing game and just turn it up. Just amazing to me, how much talent there is in boxing and how they do it differently.
What do you think about? Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
No, you can go ahead.
For current fighters and past fighters, who are some of your favorites?
Salvador Sanchez.
Took it back.
Probably a lot of the Mexican greats. I mean, Barrera, Morales, Marquez. Those guys are just. I mean, I remember seeing clips of them sparring, and man, they're just crazy. Their conditioning is just crazy and relentless, and that's some of the styles that my dad would watch growing up. And he kind of just mixed everyone up and implemented it into me and my older brother. That's kind of why we have those Mexican style fighting. I mean, a lot of people don't like it. I mean, other people enjoy it, but at the end of the day, I mean, it works. I mean, it just truly works, and I mean, why stop the style if it's working and you're dominating the game?
Guaranteed action.
What do you think about? What do you think about this absolute hellhole we've been in for this summer? Like, with all these fights getting canceled, all these fights getting pushed back. What has been your thoughts on it? Because it's just like it seems like every other day is like bad news in boxing.
I know. I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic about my fight, but I just don't want it to come down to that for my fight to be canceled. I mean, I've been training so hard. I've been over here in Cali, away from family, sacrificing, a lot. And I mean, I just hope, God willing, my fight doesn't get canceled. But yeah, I mean, it sucks because I know these boxers, they sacrifice a lot, and then for the end of the day, hey, your fight got canceled, and they put in so many hours in the gym and hard work and money, for training camp. And it's just tough. It's tough right now, due to COVID. But hopefully, no fights get canceled, in the future.
I actually got nervous for your fight for a second because I remember it was supposed to be on September 11th.
Yeah.
And when I seen the report, it started off with breaking news, and then I seen your name, and I was like, no.
Yeah, no.
I was like, no, not this one. But then it just said the date changed.
Yeah, good thing it was a week though. Good thing it was a week. So I know it got moved into the Canelo spot that was reserved for if they were gonna make the fight. But I mean, I'm just grateful that it didn't get canceled or anything.
Do you think that helps you in any type of way with it changing, even though it's just a week?
I mean, no. I mean, it wouldn't change anything. It just gives me, I mean, a little bit more time to prepare. But other than that, I mean, we've been ready to go for a while now, and I mean, we're just tweaking a few things, and I mean, I'm just excited to fight. I'm just ready, and I know it's gonna be an amazing fight.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that basically everybody's looking at you two right now as like the saviors of boxing because that's the only fight we got to look forward to, and it's
Yeah, I
a
know.
certified banger. So, hey, for now, you guys are probably the best fight in boxing right now. Everybody's looking forward to this fight.
And it's crazy because this upcoming fall schedule is big. You know, you got your fight, the AJ fight, the Wilder fight, then the
Canelo
Shakur
clan.
fight later on. But your guys' fight is the start of it, so it kicks it off.
Yeah, and that's the thing about boxing. You know that there's so many fights out there. I know it's with different companies, different managers, or whatever the case may be. But I know for you guys, for the fans, it's amazing. You know, just to get these fights out there and just to fight and just to see who's the best of the best. I can just imagine what 2022 is gonna bring. So as of right now, yeah, I do feel like a lot of good fights got canceled too. I mean, I was excited for the Spence Pacquiao one. I was super excited for that one, and when I saw that it got canceled, I was like, oh man,
that was a heartbreaker.
Oh,
yeah, it was.
You just gave me depression all over again.
But then again, and I love Pacquiao, but after seeing the Ugas fight, I'm kind of happy it was Ugas too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you don't want to see a guy like that put everything into the sport and go down like that. But I mean, it's a ginger sport, and there's a lot of hungry lions out there. I mean, honestly, at the same time, I was kind of like, I mean, Spence would have probably done some more damage than Ugas. But then again, maybe since Spence is more of an inside fighter, he would feel like Pacquiao would have landed more of his punches, and that would have been dangerous to see too. You know, Pacquiao could have probably hurt him. I mean, who knows? But I mean, Spence, good thing he's taking care of his injuries.
Yes, Pacquiao probably would have been a little bit more on his toes too, because of the threat Spence was too.
Yeah, because Ugas is a very technical fighter, and he knows how to use his distance well.
Now, it doesn't have to be somebody in your weight class now. I don't know how long you plan on fighting, but is there anyone in your career that you have as a dream opponent that in your mind before you retire you want to step in the ring with them?
Dream opponent would probably. I mean, I know Inoue is the Japanese fighter.
I've been wanting to ask you about him this whole interview.
I was hoping you was gonna say in a way.
Yeah, that guy's a beast. That guy literally is a monster. I would probably love to fight him in the future as well. I know that would be kind of like a Marquez Pacquiao type of fight. Who knows? But all I know is that it will be action packed.
And I know it's a bunch of politics behind it, and the weight class is different. But let's say you get past Fulton, would you stay at 122 if that fight was offered to you next?
Maybe. I mean, maybe if that fight was next, I mean, maybe I might stick around for 122. But I mean, if I don't see any more reason to stay at the 122-pound division, then me and my team, we decided to move to 126.
What about the other unified champion at 122, MJ?
MJ, yeah.
Is that a fight you want, or is that fight just damn near impossible to make because of all the political BS?
I wouldn't. I mean, he actually trains there with Joe Diaz, where I'm training at right now. So I see him. I see him every day. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the. I mean, I would love to fight him, but I don't know how that would work with both having the same trainer and then him being in a separate, manager, promoter, and all that. So, I don't know how that would go.
Man, y'all need like a fighters union or something, so y'all don't have to be held back so much. There's so many damn good fights that could be made with everybody, but it's like everybody got one promoter, got a different promoter. Everybody fights on a different platform.
Yeah, that's the reason why there's no fight game right now, because everyone has different managers, different promoters. And I know right now they're making a video game, a boxing video game. I mean, I've been waiting for a boxing video game for a while now. So.
Years.
I better see you in it.
hopefully this fight will get their attention. So I
They
can
bet have you in and have your conditioning at 100 too.
The stamina all the way up.
No, I think they'll actually really go to, because they really they want to get. I guess they want to have the biggest roster possible.
Have to.
So adding you in that game will be a huge plus. That and plus that gives more shine on the lower weight divisions, because you guys are being sponsored by them. Hopefully that would be good, because I've always wanted to play as like the smaller guys in the fight night games.
Yeah.
And, they only really had like the featherweights. Then once they brought in the other weight classes, they had like one fighter. So
Yeah, I think it was actually Norito Donaire, the one they had. He was the only one.
I think it was Nonito Donaire and Jorge Arce, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember just seeing like one or two in the lower weight class.
Yeah, which never made any sense to me, because you mean to tell me boxing has millions of boxers and you can only cough up one?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you with you just beating Neary, and most people had you as the underdog, and then this fight with Fulton next, do you think you get past Fulton, you should be on the pound for pound list?
I actually heard about that. I heard that if I beat Fulton, I'll be somewhere along the lines as fighter of the year. My dad trainer there. That's something that I heard, but I mean, I don't really care about none of that. I mean, I just love to fight. I just love to train and fight.
You're definitely in that conversation. You beat Fulton.
You better be in that conversation.
Especially if you stop him two stoppages back to back, Neary and Fulton.
Of the best guys in the division, oh yeah, definitely. You got to be in the pound for pound.
Yeah, you might.
If you're not in the pound for pound list.
You're
not in the pound for pound list, and somebody's getting jumped. Whoever makes that pound for pound.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't really care about that, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense.
Also, something I like to ask fighters, because it's interesting the answer you get. Coming up in the amateurs, is there any notable names in the pros now that you fought back in the amateurs?
Yeah, I fought Chris Colbert, and I actually fought.
Only Jimmy was on here for that.
Yeah.
One of the members on our show loves him.
Yeah, and I actually fought Shakur Stevenson as well. I think in Reno, I fought him in Reno. I beat Chris Colbert, and I lost to Shakur Stevenson.
Now, quick question, right? Because those two names, they'll always cause a big-ass debate on the show. If those two fought, who do you think will win? Especially since you fought them both. Like, you know what I mean? And tell us what they both do best and why you think who would win.
Actually, I feel like Shakur Stevenson will win. I feel like he's just has more of that boxer IQ. When I fought him, I actually did end up hurting him to the body. I actually hurt Chris Colbert. That's the reason why I beat him to the body, and I actually overwhelmed him and just took the fight to him. I know it was an amateurs, but I did end up beating him. I got the best of him, and Shakur Stevenson, it was a 2-1. But I did manage to sneak in a body shot that ended up hurting him. But it wasn't enough. I mean, I knew I lost that fight. But I did learn a lot. They were both great fighters, but I still think Shakur Stevenson is just really well-rounded.
Are there any
what weight
fighters?
class was that at? My fault.
That was at the 114.
14?
14. Yeah, 14.
Damn, y'all must have been young then.
Yeah, we were young. Yeah.
Are there any fights coming up after yours that you're looking forward to?
I don't really know. I mean, the only one I was looking forward to was Spence Pacquiao. Other than that, no. I mean, maybe the Fury Wilder.
Canelo and Plant.
Canelo Plant, yeah, Canelo Plant. That's the one that
Hopefully,
yeah. I'll probably go watch that one. If that fight is made.
I was just gonna ask, do you go to any fights?
I mean, I mean, I did want to go to the Spence. My dad told me about it. Well, the Pacquiao. But I mean, I was in training, so I told him, nah, I don't feel like going. I want to stay here and train. So, but maybe after this fight, I do want to go to the Canelo one for sure.
Now, you the type of guy that would rather like go to a fight if it's somebody close to your weight class, so you can see like a up close and personal look at him, or would you rather like go to a fight where it's like, oh nah, this is a fight like you can't miss, like you got to be there.
I'll probably go to the fight that you can't miss. I mean, I feel like if I were to fight that opponent, then I'll probably just wait for him to be in the same ring with me. But I mean, there's some fights that you have to see live. That you have to see like Pacquiao. I mean, who knows when a legend like that is ever gonna pop again? I mean, I think the next legend like that to come out is probably Canelo. So that's the fighter that you probably must see. It's a must see fighter.
What's the You just brought that up. What's the biggest of all the fights you've been to? What fight had the biggest atmosphere, like the biggest big fight atmosphere that you was like, wow, like this is electric?
Oh, it was man, I still remember to this day. It was the Spencer versus Garcia, Mikey Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I got ringside tickets. Man, next to me was sitting Wilder. I mean, across from me was Pacquiao, Mayweather, Broner. I mean, there was just a bunch of legends there, and even Dak Prescott was there. A bunch. What's the owner of the Cowboys?
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones was actually behind me. I had better seats, and my dad was like, "Oh look, we have better seats than the owner of the stadium," and we're just laughing about it. But yeah, man, I mean, a lot of people showed up, a lot of celebrities, and it was crazy. That night was just crazy. I told my dad, like, wow, like I can't wait for one day to be in this position and fighting in front of this many people.
Wow.
And I hope your fight next coming up like that.
Yeah, hopefully, and actually that's where I actually saw Neri fought there. Actually,
he fought on the undercard.
Yeah, he did fight on the undercard.
Oh,
so
he did.
So Wilder must be like a titan in person. The dude's like what, 6'7", 6'8"?
Who, Wilder?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tall. He's a tall figure. So yeah, he was sitting next to me. I was like, what?
Cause I'm 6'2", but it's just I couldn't imagine being next to a dude that's like 6'7", 6'8", and his wingspan is taller than me. I was like, damn.
Well, I know you got to get to the gym. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so just want to say thank you for coming on here and wish you the best of luck for your upcoming fight.
No, yes, sir. Thank you. I know. Right now I have to hit the gym and get some strength and conditioning done, but thank you for the opportunity. I know last time was a mix-up of time, so I apologize for that, but thank you guys for this interview, and I know September 18th is gonna be a great fight.
Hey, man, thank you for coming on.
You back on here.
One more time for the fans. Tell them your name and when you'll be fighting.
Oh yeah, you got to tell us also the outcome of the fight. I mean, I know you're gonna say you're gonna win, but at least give us a prediction if you can.
Okay. My name is Brandon Figueroa. I'm the 2-time current champ right now, going for my 3rd world title. It's gonna be an amazing fight September 18th, so make sure y'all tune in. If y'all can come out live at the MGM Park, come out because it's gonna be action packed, and you're just gonna see me take home another belt. I feel like it's gonna be a late round stoppage, and it's gonna be a good fight. I'm training at 110%, so thank you guys for this interview. So hopefully maybe we'll do this interview again after with my 3 belts.
Definitely. Got it on.
Thank you, champ.
Thank you guys.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.